Eclipse of Worlds. The sky over a desolate wasteland crackled with an ominous energy, dark clouds swirling as if caught in a tempest. Frieza, the infamous tyrant of the universe, stood at the edge of a craggy cliff, surveying the landscape below. His sleek, white and purple armor gleamed against the murky backdrop, reflecting his undeniable power and arrogance. He had just defeated another planet, another civilization bowing to his will, and his thoughts were consumed by visions of universal domination. Frieza reveled in his triumph.
How easy it is to crush those beneath my heel.
A cruel smile played on his lips. Yet beneath that exterior lay a simmering emptiness, a relentless hunger for more. He longed for an adversary who could truly challenge him, someone worthy of his time. As he contemplated his next move, a brilliant flash caught his eye. A shimmering portal materialized in the distance, pulsating with chaotic energy. Curiosity piqued. Frieza glided towards it, his golden form cutting through the air with precision. What could this anomaly be? A new source of power? A rival? The possibilities sent a thrill through him. Simultaneously, Madara Uchiha stood in the depths of the forested lands of the shinobi world, his dark hair framing his sharp features. With the Rinnegan glowing like two crimson suns in his eyes, he had just executed a complex jutsu to harness chakra from alternate dimensions. The effort had drained him, but it was worth it for the power he sought. Suddenly, a ripple in space caught his attention, and he turned to see a swirling rift open before him. Emerging from the portal, Madara's senses heightened. He could feel the immense power emanating from the other side, a presence unlike any he had encountered. As he stepped into the wasteland, he was greeted by the sight of Frieza, who had also arrived on the opposite end. Their gazes locked, and a palpable tension charged the air between them. Frieza smirked, his golden aura flaring as he took a moment to size up the Uchiha.
What do we have here? A mere mortal with a penchant for theatrics?
His voice dripped with condescension. Madara's expression remained impassive, but inside a fire ignited.
I am no mere mortal. I am Madara Uchiha, and I will not be belittled by the likes of you.
His Sharingan spun into action, the pattern swirling ominously as he prepared for battle. The mere thought of being dismissed ignited a flame of rage within him, reminding him of all the battles fought and lost to achieve his vision. Without warning, Frieza lunged forward, launching a barrage of energy blasts that illuminated the darkened sky. Each sphere of destruction crackled with raw power, but Madara deftly countered with his wood-style jutsu, summoning thick vines that erupted from the ground, ensnaring the blasts and redirecting them into the air. Frieza's eyes widened in surprise.
Impressive, but let's see how you handle this.
He transformed into his final form, sleek and elegant, his power surging to new heights. His ego swelled, a feeling of invincibility washing over him. Madara, unfazed, activated the Susanoo, a colossal avatar of chakra that towered over the battlefield. The spirit's ethereal blue energy shimmered, and its weapons glinted menacingly.
You're stronger than you look, but strength alone won't win this fight.
The two titans clashed in a cacophony of power, Frieza's ki blasts colliding with Madara's Susanoo sword strikes. The ground shook violently beneath them, sending shockwaves through the air. Frieza unleashed a barrage of death sources, razor-sharp discs of energy that whirled through the air with deadly precision. Madara responded with meteorite, a technique that summoned chunks of rock and debris from the sky, crashing them down toward Frieza. In that moment, each warrior was driven not only by a desire to win, but by a deeper greed for validation. Frieza, having crushed countless foes, craved acknowledgement of his supremacy. Madara, who had battled for peace in a world torn by conflict, sought recognition for his vision. Each clash of power echoed their ego and ambitions, their motives interwoven in the fabric of battle. As the battle raged on, both warriors felt a disturbance, a new presence rising in the chaotic aftermath of their fight. From the depths of the rift emerged a cosmic entity, a swirling mass of darkness and light, hungry for the energy they emitted. Its voice resonated like thunder, echoing across the wasteland.
You two are strong, but your power belongs to me now.
Realizing they faced a common foe, Frieza and Madara exchanged a brief, calculating glance. An unspoken understanding passed between them. The real threat had emerged. With a shared resolve, they shifted their focus, combining their powers to face this new adversary.
Let's finish this quickly.
His voice cold and commanding, the remnants of his arrogance igniting a fire in his belly. Madara nodded, his Sharingan blazing with determination.
Agreed. We must strike as one.
As they stood side by side, their energies intertwined, Frieza unleashed a death ball, a massive orb of destructive energy, while Madara simultaneously activated his truth-seeking orbs, crafting a powerful attack that combined their techniques. The resulting blast surged forth, illuminating the darkened skies, a cataclysmic wave of energy that barreled toward the entity. The cosmic being roared, a primal sound that reverberated through the very fabric of the universe. As their combined attack connected, it released a shockwave of energy, momentarily pushing back the darkness. They felt the raw power of their alliance. It was intoxicating. The battle against the entity forced them to recognize the strength in unity, if only for a fleeting moment. The cosmic entity faltered under their onslaught, its form twisting in agony before dissipating into the ether. A sense of triumph enveloped the battlefield, but beneath the surface, both Frieza and Madara felt a flicker of resentment. Their rivalry was far from resolved. It simmered just beneath their shared victory.
You fought well. Perhaps there's more to you than meets the eye.
And you're more than just a spoiled tyrant. Your power is intriguing.
The respect was there, but so was the need to assert dominance, a reminder that neither would back down easily. As they exchanged knowledge, Frieza shared the intricacies of ki manipulation, reveling in his superior understanding of energy. He fed off Madara's intrigue, his ego swelling with the thought of being the teacher. Meanwhile, Madara revealed the complexities of his Sharingan and the strategy behind his jutsu, hoping to impress upon Frieza the depth of his power. Each revelation felt like a gamble, a risky move in their intricate dance of dominance. But even as they bonded over their shared strengths, their greed lingered. Frieza envisioned how Madara's powers could enhance his own dominion, while Madara contemplated the potential of wielding Frieza's ki manipulation for his own purposes. The air between them crackled not only with newfound respect, but with ambition, a promise of future conflict. As the rift began to pulse ominously, its stability waning, the tension returned. They knew they had to act quickly.
We can't let this opportunity slip away. We'll harness this rift together.
Madara nodded, their minds working in unison. As they combined their energy once more, the rift responded to their immense powers, stabilizing for just a moment. The air crackled with energy as they poured their strength into a final push, fueled by both desperation and ambition. With a deafening roar, the rift opened wider, revealing glimpses of their respective worlds. Frieza and Madara could feel the pull of their destinies beckoning them back, but a mix of emotions swirled within them: anticipation, greed, and the thrill of rivalry.
Next time we meet, it'll be as enemies. I will not forget this encounter.
The promise hung heavy in the air, a declaration of war simmering beneath the surface.
I welcome it. Our next battle will be one for the ages.
The thrill of competition surged through him, igniting a hunger for dominance he couldn't suppress. As the rift enveloped them, the energy crackled around their forms, warping their very essence. Frieza's mind raced with thoughts of conquest as the darkness swallowed him whole. He could feel the force of the rift pulling at his very being, warping him through dimensions. On the other side, Madara felt the same surge of energy. As he crossed the threshold, visions of his own world flickered before him. He sensed the familiar chakra of his homeland, Konoha, the Valley of the End, the battles fought in the shadows. But he also felt Frieza's energy resonating within him, a reminder of their brief alliance and the rivalry that awaited. When they emerged, they found themselves in vastly different realms. Frieza landed in a barren wasteland on the outskirts of a new planet, one untouched by his tyranny. The air felt different, charged with potential. He quickly assessed his surroundings, plotting how he could bend this world to his will. Madara, on the other hand, materialized in the heart of the Hidden Leaf village. The chirping of birds and rustling of leaves a stark contrast to the desolation he had just left. The village buzzed with activity, and he felt the warmth of chakra surrounding him. But the presence of Frieza was still etched in his mind, reminding him that he had unfinished business. As days passed, Frieza's ambition soared. He began to plot his conquest of this new world, exploiting the weaknesses he sensed in its inhabitants. His reputation as a ruthless ruler preceded him, and he quickly gathered a following of disgruntled warriors eager for power.
I can feel it. The fear, the desperation. This world will soon be mine.
However, whispers of Madara's legendary status spread through the shadows, instilling both fear and fascination. Meanwhile, Madara navigated the complexities of the shinobi world, seeking allies to bolster his strength. He trained the younger generation, instilling in them the will to fight for a better world.
You must be strong. The world we fight for is worth every sacrifice.
Yet, he remained haunted by his encounter with Frieza, whose power lingered in the back of his mind like a shadow. Both leaders, in their respective worlds, found themselves at the precipice of new beginnings. Frieza relished the chaos he sowed, relishing the feeling of control, while Madara sought to unite the fragmented forces of the shinobi world under his vision of peace. As weeks turned to months, the rift began to pulse once more, this time drawing the attention of both warriors. Each felt the gravitational pull, a call to confront the other. Frieza's forces rallied at the edge of his territory, ready for war, while Madara gathered the strongest ninjas to strategize.
Prepare yourselves, we march to claim what is rightfully ours.
The worlds began to collide, as small skirmishes erupted along the borders of their territories. Frieza's minions clashed with rogue ninjas seeking glory, and Madara's forces intercepted those who dared to trespass into their sacred lands.
For Lord Frieza, crush these insects.
The tension built like a storm, each side probing the other, waiting for the right moment to strike.
Stay vigilant. This is only the beginning.
With their paths destined to intertwine again, Frieza and Madara prepared for the inevitable confrontation. Frieza, growing more confident, began to relish the idea of facing Madara once more.
Perhaps this time I will crush him once and for all, he chuckled to himself, envisioning the ultimate defeat of the Uchiha.
Madara, training relentlessly, pondered the lessons learned from their last encounter.
I will not underestimate him again, he vowed.
His Sharingan spun with renewed purpose, and he devised strategies to counter Frieza's overwhelming energy and arrogance. As the rift began to glow brighter, they both knew that the echoes of their clash would soon be revived. Each battle in their respective worlds had only fueled their ambitions, and they prepared to unleash their fury upon one another. The rift pulsed ominously in the distance, a reminder of the entwined destinies of Frieza and Madara. Each warrior, driven by ambition, ego, and a hunger for validation, stood at the precipice of their next encounter. In the silence of the night, a whisper of fate lingered. The true battle for supremacy has only just begun. As they readied themselves for the war to come, the universe held its breath, awaiting the clash of titans. The stage was set, and the echoes of their rivalry promised chaos, power, and a reckoning that would resonate through both worlds. The collision of their destinies was imminent, and the rift beckoned once more, an ever-present reminder of what lay ahead.